Have you ever wondered what lies beyond the veil of death? In a world where the ordinary sometimes slips into the extraordinary, our story begins. It's a tale that will shatter your understanding of reality and take you on a journey into the unknown. It's about a man just like you or me. His life, up until the point when our story begins, was as commonplace as a loaf of bread. The 9-to-5 grind, the mundane routine of everyday life, was all he knew. His name is John, and he lived in a small town where nothing ever happened. He was a regular guy with a regular job, living a regular life. His days were filled with the usual humdrum of work, family, and television. He was the kind of guy you'd pass on the street without giving a second glance. He was just another face in the crowd, just another cog in the machine. But beneath the surface of this ordinary life, something extraordinary was about to happen. Something that would challenge everything John thought he knew about the world and himself. He was about to embark on a journey that would take him into the realm of the supernatural. A journey that would lead him to the very brink of death and beyond. John, the everyman, was about to experience the most unusual incident of his life. An incident that would turn his world upside down and change his life forever. An incident that would take him from the realm of the living to the realm of the dead and back again. An incident so strange, so terrifying that it defies comprehension. So buckle up, dear listener. Prepare yourself for a tale of the macabre, a tale of the supernatural, a tale that will chill you to your very core. For we are about to dive deep into the abyss, into the heart of darkness itself. Little did our protagonist know his life was about to take a turn for the inexplicable. One ordinary day, death knocked on our protagonist's door. Our protagonist, just like any of us, was living his life, blissfully unaware of the shadow that lurked around the corner. But that day, the unexpected happened. An incident so sudden, so life-threatening that it shook the very core of his existence. As we delve into the depth of this harrowing event, we won't expose every detail, for the mystery is part of the horror. The ambiguity of the incident is what makes it so chilling. What we can share, however, is the sheer terror that our protagonist felt, the icy dread that gripped his heart as he faced his worst nightmare. Imagine, if you will, the sheer panic of realizing that your life, the one thing you thought was certain, is slipping away from you. The world around you starts to blur. Time seems to slow down, and your thoughts begin to race. Your mind, in a desperate attempt to comprehend what's happening, is overwhelmed with fear and confusion. Our protagonist found himself in this very situation. His heart pounded in his chest like a drum, the deafening rhythm echoing the ticking clock of his mortality. His breath came in short, rapid gasps, each one seeming like it might be his last. His world was spinning, the room closing in, darkness creeping at the edges of his vision. Despite the chaos, his mind started to process his situation. He was standing at the precipice of life and death, teetering on the edge of the abyss. He could feel the icy grip of death reaching out for him, feel its cold breath on his neck. He was terrified, yes, but also intrigued by what lay beyond the veil. In those moments, his life didn't flash before his eyes. Instead, he found himself consumed by a single thought. What comes after? What lies beyond the confines of this mortal coil? He didn't have the answers, but he was about to find out. As his life seemed to slip away, he stepped into the unknown. Death, as he found out, was not the end, but a doorway to something else. A realm beyond comprehension, a dimension that defied the laws of physics and logic. On this other side, he found himself suspended in an infinite expanse of darkness, punctuated by swirling nebulae of colors he had no name for. Every breath he took was a symphony of sensations, each more intense than the last. The air was thick with an intoxicating aroma that was at once familiar yet alien. It was as if he was breathing in the essence of the universe itself, a cocktail of stardust and cosmic energy. His ears were filled with an ethereal melody, a haunting chorus that seemed to seep into his very soul. It was a song of life and death, of creation and destruction, a cosmic lullaby that made his heart ache with a longing he couldn't understand. But it wasn't just the senses he was familiar with that were heightened. He experienced sensations that were entirely new, entirely alien. He could taste colors, see sounds, and feel time itself. It was overwhelming, disorienting, and yet inexplicably beautiful. Despite the surreal nature of this experience, our protagonist was not lost in fear, but rather in awe. He was a traveler in an uncharted territory, a pioneer in a new reality. His heart pounded with curiosity, his mind ablaze with questions. What was this place? Who else inhabited this realm? What was his purpose here? As he ventured deeper into this new reality, he felt a sense of belonging. He was not an intruder here, but a part of this cosmic tapestry, woven into the very fabric of this otherworldly realm. He was home, but just when he was beginning to understand this realm, just when he started to feel a sense of peace, he felt a force like a cosmic tide, pulling him away. It was a pull he couldn't resist, a call he couldn't ignore. And just as he was getting used to this new reality, he was pulled back into the world of the living. Back in the world of the living, things were not as they used to be. Our protagonist, once a simple man, now found himself in a reality that seemed both familiar and alien at the same time. The everyday noises of the city, the hustle and bustle, the laughter of children playing in the park, all of it seemed surreal, as if he were observing it from a distance through a veil. The colors of the world were more vibrant than ever, the sounds more resonant. His senses had been amplified, making him acutely aware of the world around him. But this heightened awareness was not a blessing. It was a constant reminder of the other side, the realm beyond the veil of life. Our protagonist was not the same man anymore. His near-death experience had changed him on a fundamental level. He found himself looking at the world with new eyes, questioning the very nature of existence. His perception of reality had been altered. The mundane aspects of life that he used to take for granted now seemed pointless and trivial. He felt a deep connection with the universe, a sense of oneness that was both empowering and terrifying. Yet adjusting to his old life was a struggle. People around him noticed the change. He was quieter, more introspective. His once easygoing nature had been replaced by a quiet intensity. His friends and family were concerned, but they could not comprehend the profound transformation he had undergone. The fear and confusion he felt were palpable. He was trapped between two worlds, unable to fully embrace either. He yearned for the peace and tranquility of the other side, yet he was bound to the world of the living by the threads of his past. But he was not the same man who had left. He had brought something back with him. A piece of the other side, a fragment of the beyond, now resided within him, making his existence in the world of the living a constant reminder of his brush with death. Our protagonist's journey gives us a chilling glimpse into the unknown. A journey that not only defies the conventional understanding of life and death, but also challenges our deepest fears and beliefs. Let's recap the story that has taken us on a roller coaster ride of emotions and suspense. Our protagonist faced the unthinkable, a brush with death, an encounter that many dread yet remains an inevitable part of the human experience. He then transcended to the other side, a realm that is often shrouded in mystery and speculation. His experiences there, although personal and subjective, offer a fascinating insight into what lies beyond the veil. This tale aligns with the myriad beliefs and theories about life after death that have been woven into the fabric of various cultures and religions. Some speak of a peaceful light, others of a judgment day, while some believe in reincarnation. Our protagonist's story, however, resonates with a more universal truth, that of transformation and change. In the aftermath of this harrowing experience, we see a profound shift in our protagonist's outlook on life. He no longer fears the inevitable and has embraced the uncertainty that life presents. This change, while personal, has a ripple effect, touching the lives of those around him and challenging their perceptions of life and death. But perhaps the most intriguing aspect of this story is the concept of death as a transition rather than an end. A doorway leading to another realm, another state of existence. It's a concept that invites contemplation, introspection, and perhaps even a shift in how we perceive the cycle of life and death. So, as we conclude this captivating tale, we are left with more questions than answers. Questions that challenge us, provoke us, and urge us to explore the unknown. Death is not the end, but a doorway. The question is, do we dare to step through?